Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for Batman number 702. This is the missing chapters from after Rest in Peace that tie in the Rest in Peace storyline into Final Crisis. Now, there's going to be some spoilers, so if you haven't read this, come back later. But I can tell you this much, you don't really need to read this, just because it doesn't really, in my opinion, give you any information that you don't already know. So in a sense, you can almost just skip it. That would be my real opinion on it. I'm not saying it because I'm harping on Batman, because I do like a lot of Batman stories. But anyways, here's the deal about what's going on. Let's start with the cover first. First, I really did like the cover. I thought cover's really nice. I don't know. I think this, it was like one of the better ones, I'll say. So that's a plus in its favor. Now we go into dealing with, if you remember during Final Crisis, it's basically the New God Orion got killed, so the Justice League is getting together to figure out what's going on. And we have Batman figuring out what the deal was with the bullet. And the bullet is like a special bullet that can be fired from any gun. And it can be reused over and over again. And basically what it did was, obviously, it traveled back through time and then killed Orion. So, Flash is kind of like, oh, wow, that's a time bullet. That's like kind of cool. Which, I don't know. I don't know if that was really out of character or not, but I was just kind of slightly amused by that. So, now, this is the part that kind of had me, I don't quite get. Because you had, Batman going to talk to Superman, and Superman is like, oh, we have a god killer at large, but I have to go to the Daily Planet so I can look, be like Clark Kent for a little bit. Otherwise my coverage explodes. So goodbye, bye, Batman. And then I'm thinking, he's married to Lois Lane. Couldn't Lois cover him in this time of crisis? To me, it just seemed like a simple excuse just to get him out of the picture, so that way they can set the stage for Batman to be captured. I think this is really irresponsible, Superman, when you have a god killer at large, and he has to go to the Daily Planet so he can show up as Clark Kent. And I'm like, you can fly to the Daily Planet in seconds, show up, and fly away. Heck, Superman, have you ever heard of a thing called Skype, where you can maybe put on your Clark Kent shirt and glasses and maybe call Perry? Yeah, I think maybe that could be an option. I don't know. You're a man of tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow don't have Skype. So, I thought that was kind of weak. So, Superman's out of the picture. Flash is out of the picture. All of the heroes are gone. So, Batman confronts the Alpha Lantern. And I can understand where a normal person would be like, okay, I grabbed her arm, the Alpha Lantern's arm, to try to deaden some nerves, but I'm like, this is an alien. What makes you think that it has the same nerve endings that a human would have? And of course he failed. So, anyways, the one thing I will say about Marvel and DC, Marvel had the 2-page spread of the Hulks, and that's over now, so we don't have to at least see that 2-page spread anymore. But DC, we still get to see that. So, Batman gets captured, he gets thrown into the machine 25 days before Omega, and we know something bad happens to him, where we believe, he believes he gets mind wiped, and the bad guys leave. Now, when he's let go finally, what do? They leave his belt, they leave the bullet, they leave the gun, You would think within 25 days somebody would have said, hey Bob, maybe we should get rid of the gun. Maybe we should get rid of the bullet. Maybe we could even get rid of the belt. But no, they left it all there. Mighty convenient. So, Batman comes out, and if you remember, this is now at the end of Final Crisis here, where Batman comes out, he meets Darkseid, and he's like, I'm normally against using the gun, but against you, I'm gonna make an exception. And I'm like, oh, whatever, whatever. Hey, why don't you make another exception and kill the Joker? Why don't you make another exception and kill Two-Face? How about another exception and kill Penguin, Scarecrow, or how many other villains that are causing havoc within Gotham City? At least that Joker, you gotta think. God forbid he does that. So, he gets hit by the beams, and then he shoots Darkseid, and then you get this thing where he's traveling through the past now. And this is the part that had me also going, this didn't happen. Because now they found this little belt thing, which, he leaves later on in the book, where it's a recording saying he's alive. Now, I stopped reading Red Robin when on his quest to find Bruce Wayne, since it went to Ra's al Ghul, and then Ra's al Ghul was testing him, and it seemed to divert from that. And the next thing you know, he's on his own storyline and completely forgot about Bruce Wayne. So I don't, somebody needs to tell me if he found this, because I think this part here is a bunch of BS, right here. So, okay, now, granted, I'll even play devil's advocate. Maybe this really didn't happen, right after Final Crisis. Maybe this is 40 years down the road, and they finally find it. So that could have happened. It doesn't quite say anywhere, so you can't really put a reference point to this. So you go to the funeral, and then Batman, he's, recognizes the fact that he's forgetting who he is. He goes to the cave, he leaves the message in the belt, and, he just stands there. And now it's to be continued in Return of Bruce Wayne 6 and Batman and Robin 16. So, like I was saying before, what did we learn that was really missing and what was really important? We learned Superman is an idiot. There's no Skype in the world of the future. We learned that villains are still stupid, even though they're connected to God killers. We learned that a piece of evidence may have been conveniently added to the storyline because it was omitted by another writer or writing team or whatever. But we don't know because there's no time reference to when that event happened. Because you remember, nobody believed Tim Drake that Bruce was still alive. Which, I don't know. I just have issues with even that part. I don't think we really learned anything else that was really important, other than those little bits of information. Because I think we already knew that the bullet it traveled through time. So, thanks a lot for wasting our time, Grant. I really appreciate that. And that's my overall review of Batman 702. Now, I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of comic podcasters out there who are going to see this, and they're going to squeal for joy. But I don't mind being the only one to say this really was a waste of my time. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave it on the side. Tell me what you guys thought about the missing chapter of Rest in Peace. Was this really important? Did we really need to see this? Did it really provide us with critical information that was missing? Or was this, useless filler? I like to look at this. Now, I think some of you fans out there, comic fans out there, will understand what I mean. There's a manga called Naruto. And when Naruto went to the anime, we had really cool storylines, and then suddenly for like a year, because they wanted the manga to get farther ahead, they did this thing called filler. This is what reminded me of exactly what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the 1 year of Naruto Hell filler. The filler that made me just want to throw up and just basically never watch Naruto again. Because I thought that this was like a complete waste. So, anyways, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll have more reviews on it.